Boop, boop. Good morning. Neocortex implies the existence of an original Cortex. When you said that, I thought that was Crash Bandicoot 5 spoilers. Or, wait, dang it. No, Crash Bandicoot 4 spoilers. You were talking about Crash 5, you threw me off. No, I was thinking that was going to be Crash 4 spoilers, and I was going to be so mad, but then I realized you weren't saying the person, Neocortex, implied this. You were saying the name Neocortex implies this. That is a very different scenario. Good morning. Anyways, I was working on this because I finally finished Crash Purple and Spyro Orange on Retro Achievements because they finally got their sets. And now I can finally continue with the Retro Achievement series with the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro series. I was torn on if I'd go with Twin Sanity or Hero's Tale, which would be the next in the series for both of them. But I ended up going with Crash Twin Sanity because I was thinking about it. Well, I have not that much to look forward to with Spyro. Like, I do want to play the later Spyro games. I've always been curious about, like, the edgy reboot Spyro when they gave him a gun. But, I've never been super duper itching to play any of those games. Meanwhile, Crash, I think I'm more interested in playing a decent number of Crash's games. Just in general, just curiosity, like with Twin Sanity. I wasn't super dying to play Twin Sanity, but I was very interested. But then, like, on top of, like, I think I am more interested in the Crash side than the Spyro side. And Crash 4, I'm super anticipating. I really want to play Crash 4. Everything I've heard about it, I keep constantly hearing people complain, going, ugh, Crash 4, they actually make you get all the collectibles? And it's hard to get the collectibles? What a crappy-ass game. And I'm just sitting here, listening to this, just drooling, going, oh, please, tell me more. But that doesn't matter for now. Until I have to actually play all the games to get there. So here's one in the middle. I already played through and 100%ed Twin Sanity, like by in-game 100%, on like a first playthrough. And now I'm going for, there is an achievement on Retro Achievements for beating the game in under 2 hours in-game time. Don't worry, I don't actually have to beat the game in under 2 hours. You're not going to be seeing me being good at a video game today. It actually, because it's in game time, all I gotta do is just save scum. Over and over and over. Is this on PS2? Yeah, we only have a set for the PS2 version right now. There is not a set for game... Wait. I don't think this one got released on GameCube. Well, we definitely don't have a GameCube set for Crash Twin Sanity. Okay, I'm gonna get started. I'm probably not gonna be able to finish the run today. I technically have a little over 2 hours, but I expect I'm gonna need to do a lot of retries. I'm gonna want to save scum a lot in the early game. Like, I'm not going to accept any deaths unless we're late enough into the game that I think I can get away with them. Oh, and that's right. I have a separate memory card now, so I'm gonna have to make sure all my options are right. I'm always sad when they don't have a headphones option. For the record, if you listen to anything on speakers, you're missing so much. Headphones are the only way to listen to things. I listen to things on headphones so much that I actually have my hair is permanently patted down in the center of my head from headphone bands just always being on my head. I don't mind. I consider that a feature, not a bug. That should be everybody, because headphones are just objectively better. Okay, just double check.
No crashed Twinsanity save data. Good. So I did get a new memory card correctly. By the way, oh, I want to mention, I believe it was Kit Ragnall. Thank you very much, Heart Emojis Kit Ragnall, for the subscription yesterday. I missed that because I messed up on OBS. I had it set to a scene that didn't have the alerts. But Heart Emojis Kit Ragnall. There. I'm out of debt. Also, I hate this. I hate when games do this. Like 4 save slots. Like, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to do the center save slot. There's going to be 3 save slots, and you choose the center one. That's more, that's more organized and good. It's impossible. It's literally impossible to have a correct save slot here. All of them are incorrect. I'm going to have to be a dumb loser and choose the first save slot. Like a loser. By the way, we skipped that cutscene because it was, we skipped that earlier cutscene because it was a pre-rendered cutscene. This game does not let you skip cutscenes. Not only does it not let you skip cutscenes, cutscenes never stop. If I die, Aku Aku will tell me that he exists again. If I die, Cortex will tell me I'm sorry, Cortex? Who? What? Where? Coco will tell me to follow her again. Every single time. Apparently the devs did think of it. They did think, yeah, you should be able to skip cutscenes. This would be incredibly annoying otherwise. But fun fact that everybody knows, this game went through a rough development and is largely considered to be unfinished. I push back a little bit on like the idea of a game or anything being unfinished because like there was a lot of cut content. That's just art. That's just what making art is. There is not a single work of art that was quote unquote finished. Everything has stuff that gets left on the cutting room floor. But this game left quite a lot on the cutting room floor. But what I was getting to with that was the cutscenes. They actually, I should know, I don't have an actual source for this other than I watched a YouTube video that Pinky swore it was true. They said that apparently there was the ability to skip cutscenes in development, but it could often crash the game, and they couldn't figure out why it was crashing the game. So all they could do was remove the ability to skip cutscenes because they couldn't ship it with that. Well, by the way, when I reach checkpoint crates and stuff, you might think maybe I could save the game and cheese from the checkpoint crates. Unfortunately, that is not how this game works. Checkpoints are only, like, while the game is on. If you load... Oh, by the way, this is, like, probably one of the good jokes in the game. Because I just wasn't expecting that to happen. That too. This first level, you can see that they're playing with your expectations a bit.
Surprised to see me crash? Like the
Can you believe they killed Coco in the first 10 minutes of gameplay? Don't worry, she survived.
years I spent alone in the frozen Antarctic wastes. And I missed you. And so I've organized a little gathering, like a birthday party, except the exact opposite. And look, all of your friends are here. You are so very popular. Let's start handing out the presents.
Oh god, Cortex scalped Coco! Unfortunately, she appears later in the game, so that we know that's not canon. That would be a fun headcanon if, like, she just never appeared again.
This is from Dingo Dial. Ripperoo, you shouldn't have. Pinstripe, how thoughtful. Oh dear, two of the same. Don't worry, I get this. Here's one.
What? 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 Did I? No. Oh my god, I died from jumping into the decorative spikes. So one good thing, remember when I said, like, you couldn't save scum at the checkpoints? You can only save scum at the autosave crates. And, oh, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm not manually saving. But, weird thing, if you try to save at a point in a level at a checkpoint, not only is your position not saved,
Surprised to see me crash. Like the fleas in
cutscenes distracting me. I'm losing my train of thought. Not only
years I spent
is the checkpoint not saved, it won't save anything at all since the last time you touched an autosave crate. If you collected a gem, it will not remember you collected the gem, even if you manually save. It only remembers the gem if you were at an autosave crate with that gem.
You are so very popular. Let's start handing out the presents.
So saving just doesn't save? Yeah, only autocrate save. Well, saving will save up to the most recent autosave crate. That's how it works. But I'm not sure if you can hear very well with the audio. I could turn it up if you want. This game has a full a cappella soundtrack. I didn't even realize. Like, I noticed there was a cappella in it. I didn't realize it is full a cappella, all the time, until it was mentioned in a video. And, like, wow, it is. And that's really cool. This game has, like, an incredible soundtrack. I wonder if it's actually faster to get hit.
Meet your brand new, hydraulically operated, twin brother, Mecha Bandicoot. Where was I?
Dr. Cortex, you are magnificent.
Of course I was, you fool. Initiate missile attack.
So yeah, when I largely because of like this kind of stuff they showed in like the commercials and stuff, for the longest time I thought Crash Twinsanity was actually like one of those games like Ice Climber style where you're playing as Crash and Cortex at the same time, and that's like the whole game. It's the Crash plus Cortex game for the whole game. It actually isn't. I'm kind of sad that it isn't. Like, that could have been cool. Like, it's just, like, it happens sometimes. And, like, this is the only time when you're really for reals playing as them both simultaneously. Just in the ball form. And then, like, there's points where you team up. But it's more that, like, Crash is throwing Cortex around than that, that you're actually playing as both of them. Oh, and of course, there are also sections where you play as Cortex. Like, you just play as Cortex. Those are the worst parts of the game. Playing as Cortex, I think it goes beyond unfinished, and it's just like, wow, this was actually a bad idea. We can't ship this like this. But then, like, oh wait, we have to ship the game. Also, this is the worst gem in the game. I just wanted to try to get it, and I ended up getting it on accident. That took me like a dozen tries in my original playthrough. And every single time I'd have to watch the cutscene at the beginning of this level over and over again.
Well, a power crystal.
And then, of course, do the whole rolling section, of course. I made it look easy. Yeah, it's sort of just like, even if you're holding in the direction to go into one, the roller leading to the secret area, and two, the sorry, I'm not good at multitasking. One, the roller, and two, getting onto those red X's that drop into where the gem is. Like, both of those, even if you're trying to go there, a lot of the time the game will be like, no, you didn't really want to go there. You're gonna stay on the main path.
Back, you weak-minded fool. Avert your gaze or you'll go crystal crazy. Give it to me.
But yeah, this is the... There's a lot more of these in the roller sections. The sections where... By the way, this game has fall damage. I don't think it was a very good decision to give this game fall damage. Because most of the time it's just annoying. Dang it. It's also worth noting, you might have noticed, wait, I had a Naku Aku mask. Why'd I die? you just die instantly from explosives in this game. It is worth noting there are ways to avoid the fall damage, but not in ball level, which I didn't even realize there was fall damage in ball level. But yeah, if you like spin just before you land, like this is what oldest trick in the book. You don't take fall damage. Okay, this one doesn't have nitro crates. Probably a better idea. And the one on the right had a gem, so gonna be a lot of this. So anyway, how's everybody's life going? You know what I should do? I can't really read the chat very well like this. It's on a separate screen. I'm gonna next cutscene because we're gonna have plenty of those. I'll make the game small so I can read chat. Probably should have kept that horny warning. Nothing to see here. Everything's going normal.
Yes, the crystal is mine.
So yeah, anyway, good morning, everybody. How's everybody's lives going? I've been not getting any work done. It's been very fun. I'm finally getting back into actually getting to work on projects again recently over the last few days. Oh wait, this wasn't a rolling section. I'm stupid. I was thinking, oh, I took fall damage during a rolling section. The rolling section stopped.
Throw me over there. Trust me. We're pals, right?
One of the funnest things Dagnabbit Cortex. One of the funnest things I've done over the last week was so I'd mentioned that I'd that like I watched a super duper crappy Squid Game ripoff movie called The Octo Games because I'm desperate for Squid Game Season 2 to finish. Somebody was like, "Oh, you should watch The 8 Show." So it was like, you should watch The 8 Show on Netflix, and it's like it's actually really similar to Squid Game, and you should watch that. And The 8 Show was already on my list, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll watch The 8 Show. I should read the Wikipedia article for The 8 Show just to check if it's based on something. Yes, it's based on something. You can't just watch TV shows without reading the Wikipedia article first, people. So yeah, it turns out The 8 Show is based on a webcomic of all things. It's specifically based on the webcomic Pie Show, which is the sequel to a prior webcomic, Money Game. And so I went and read Money Game. Oh my god. I love Money Game. If you like the death game genre, go read Money Game. It's so good. So the premise of Money Game is that so 8 people who are all in like dire financial status, sound familiar, are invited to participate in a game to win a massive amount of money. Sound familiar? And that game is they all 8 of them are in a like totally empty facility that's just got like concrete walls. There's just a bunch of concrete walls and 8 individual private rooms for each of them. They have to stay in this facility for 100 days with no interaction with the outside world except I should mention the grand prize is 44.8 billion won. It is a Korean webcomic, which, fun fact, the math for that is 8 people working minimum wage 8 hours a day for 100 days. Times 1,000. That's an important end thing. So, of course, this facility has nothing in it. Their only ability to get anything from the outside world is in each of their private rooms. They have a dumbwaiter, which they can like speak into an intercom and say, "Hey, I would like a taco," and they can buy a taco. They can just buy a taco from the collective prize money. And of course, the thing the one last thing that's important about that is everything they order costs 1,000 times their market value. So you got 8 people who've just gotta sit in this facility for 100 days. What could go wrong? I'll just go ahead and spoil the ending. They all succeed. It turns out they had their differences at first, but then they realized, we've got to work together if we're gonna get through this. That they only bought the necessities. They kept each other company. And by the end, all 8 of them retired in unfathomable wealth, happy for the experience, and friends for life. Do they get food outside of what they order through the dumbwaiter? I mean, if they can find it. If they can find food. Otherwise, they might need to order something. Oh, and also an important note. One of the other rules is they are not allowed to buy weapons. That is explicitly banned. You can't buy weapons. That's the rule. The rule is you cannot buy weapons. Which is great. It works out great and prevents any violence whatsoever. Okay, there's some violence. Okay, I gotta warn you, there's a little bit of violence. Sometimes they get in a little bit of a scuffle, and they go like, "Hey, that was my slice of pizza," and then they'll grab the pizza out of their hands violently. But anyway, I just want to say, it's really, really good. I love it. Because, like, just those rules make for like, a really interesting premise. Because it's, like, you know, with the death game genre, like, part of the appeal of it for me is the fact it's games. I like games, turns out. And particularly, like, you know, going up against the limits of the rules of the games. I know, it might be weird that you might think I find it interesting to find loopholes in games, but that is an interest of mine. And so this very simple game has, like, so much to it to think about in like all of the, you know, like all of the scenarios of just being able to buy literally anything other than weapons. Like, I don't think there's a single point in the story where anybody asks for anything at the dumbwaiter where they are denied except for when they ask for weapons. Out of pure curiosity, obviously. I mean, like, why would they ever... Well, it's not like they have a need for a weapon. Like, I mean, that just... What would that get them? But yeah, also like Squid Game, it's like, it's got deeper themes to it. It's not just, whoa, look at these people just like killing each other and stuff. Wait, what? What did I say? Look at these people just like singing Kumbaya together and just like enjoying all the money they're about to get.
Well, a power crystal.
But yeah, there's like themes and stuff. It's one of the things you'll notice, very similar to Squid Game. I should note, it does predate Squid Game by a decent while. But like similar to Squid Game, like it's just it's like right from the beginning. It's just like there's rich people and rich people have 1 million money. Gosh, I don't have any money. I could work 1 billion days of my life, and I wouldn't have that kind of money. Isn't that a society we live in? But it also it gets also into like even just like general psychology of individuals and stuff. And I don't necessarily agree with the points I think it's making sometimes. But I do think it's very interesting. And you also have to factor in one of my favorite things about this comic is it has an incredibly stupid idiot protagonist. The main character is so dumb and such a loser. He is very much an unreliable narrator, and I love him. So the stuff, even where I'm like reading into the themes and I'm like, I'm not sure I agree with that, I've also got to take it with a grain of salt. Maybe I'm not supposed to agree with it, because this guy is dumb as rocks. I think in general, it's also just an interesting take on, like, an idiot protagonist. Exactly how dumb are we talking? I don't want to get into any specifics, because I feel like even going that far could be a bit of a spoiler, because, like, even stuff that happens very early on in the game is sort of a surprise. But rest assured, he leaps to many stupid assumptions over the course of these 100 days that he may or may not survive all of. Of course he survives all of it. I mean, like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? He's got 7 other people looking out for him.
Well, a power crystal.
Can he solve 2 plus 2 without an abacus? Every single character is an absolute master of mathematics. Cause everybody just like memorizes the current amount of money each day. It's important to note, they can only make purchases at night. They are required to be in their own rooms. Which the doors of those rooms lock from midnight to 8 a.m. So on the dot midnight, their doors will lock, and then on the dot 8 a.m., their doors unlock and they're allowed to freely roam. And another important rule: if anybody is not in their private room at midnight and they get locked out of their room, there is a 10% of the prize money penalty. 10% of the prize money instantly goes away. Obviously, that never happens. Why in the world would anybody leave their room? Oh my god, it's so easy. Just go to your room before midnight. So yeah, that's very much the equivalent. You might notice, oh, they have to stay in this one location 8 hours a day. And then they're penalized if they don't. Gosh, that sounds sort of similar to a concept. Oh, wait, did I... Dagnabbit, Cortex! Don't spawn behind me! Oh. But yeah, I finished Money Game. Like, I binged it over the course of, like, 3 days. Oh. Dang it. I refuse to accept a death this early. It's not happening. I binged it over the course of, like, 3 days. It is pretty long. Not that long, but long enough that doing it in 3 days, that means you've been reading a lot. And then next is Pie Game, the sequel. Which I'm interested in that. I feel like I'm less interested though, just hearing the rules. Like hearing what the rules are for Pie Game. It is a different game, similar idea, but different rules. But Pie Game is actually what the 8 show is based on. And honestly, just the premise, I think it sounds less interesting than Money Game. Like, Money Game was simpler. But, I mean, it's by the same author. It's just a continuation of the story. Okay, yeah, I'm interested. And apparently there is a third sequel. Or rather, a second sequel. There's a third series called Funny Game, which that unfortunately is not translated to English yet. Don't quote me on this. I read it in a comment on Webtoon, the site that hosts it. I read in a comment on Webtoon that the author actually translates the series to English himself after he's finished writing the whole thing. Like, that's apparently what he did with Money Game and what he's doing with Pie Game. So, we probably won't see Funny Game start being translated until after Funny Game itself is just done. Might take a while. What's his native language? Korean. It is a South Korean series. I mean, I assume his native language is Korean. I just made that assumption. All I know, it's a South Korean series. Oh, well, maybe he's got a different native language. Who am I to judge? That's cat noise. If Han comes down here, I'll get him something. He's been very lazy. Have I seen Red Alice in Borderland? Red implies that it's based on something to read, and then the scene is an adaptation. So I have not read it yet. And that inherently implies have not seen it yet, because how could I possibly see it without reading it? Unless it's the other way around, and the reading is the adaptation of the seeing, in which case I haven't seen it yet. Given the premise, North Korean was still an option. I mean, I think they speak the same language, as far as I know. Also, I mean, I feel like that's not gonna, you know, I feel like Money Game would not be published in North Korea. I feel like the government of North Korea wouldn't go, yeah, we're not gonna murder you for this. I'm sure the government of North Korea is probably not going to go, we don't think this is a good idea to carry out in real life. You know, just without the prize money. Is North and South Korea considered one country? Depends on if you ask North or South Korea. Pretty sure the official word of North Korea is the entire world is just one big North Korea. I'm sorry, just one big Korea. And it's all theirs. Except for that one tiny island in the distance. And that's all the bad guys that they're trying to kill. And they're successfully doing it, because they're so cool.
Yes, the crystal is mine. Ah! Keep back, you weak-minded fool. Avert your gaze or you'll go crystal crazy. Throw me over there. Trust me. We're pals, right?
What? 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 Whoops! How clumsy of me! I fell! How did I die? I fell! I fell! I just sort of fell. I fell into the bottomless pit. Didn't you notice? Alice in Borderland is a death game manga that got adapted by Netflix slightly before Squid Game and went basically unnoticed. Really? It went unnoticed? Because I've heard about it. Well, I should read Alice in Borderland, because I like death games. I need to absorb more death games. I need to participate in more death games. The last one I participated in, gosh, I was really bad at it. I can't wait to be done with this level. Remember when I said that I'm probably not going to be beating the game today? I'm probably not going to be beating the game today.
power crystal.
Do you think there are people who shipped Cortex and Crash? Yes, the developers of this game.
Yes, the crystal is mine. Ah! Keep back, you weak-minded fool. Avert your gaze or you'll go crystal crazy. Throw me over there. Trust me. We're pals, right?
I keep forgetting. Damn it. I remembered last time. Let's see if it decides to work today. Man. Okay, this is where my PB was. Thank God, I think there's an autosave out here. Yeah, autosave, baby!
You have to help me, Crash. You heard them. They want to destroy our island home, humiliate and enslave you, and steal my brain. How I envy the simple life of the tribesfolk. What have I got? What have I got?
Yay! Racism!
Living in harmony with Mother Nature. The noble boar. The humble bumblebee. Ah!
Oh, thank you very much for the subscription, Zero Place. It's going good, thank you. I'm enjoying the fact that I'm finally out of that one level. Also, I really like these sections in this game. I wish there was more than 2 of them. There's just this one and one other one. I think this is a cool idea, and I like to see them expand on the concept. They even do! Like, the second one adds in a fun little twist. But they only do that fun little twist exactly once. And don't, like, ever ramp it up. I wonder if they just couldn't do more because it's sort of like... it's more expensive than the other kind of level design. Like, just random 3D areas. Because, like, you know, they gotta design it a bit more and do actual scripting and stuff. Oh my god! I hate this! I hate this so much. That end always gets me. Because it feels like Cortex stepping on those switches should be a time-based thing. The same way me standing on something is a time-based thing. But no, they're one-time switches for Cortex, and hold switches for me.
What have I got? You have to help me, Crash. You heard them. They want to destroy our island home, humiliate and enslave you, and steal my brain. How I envy the simple life of the tribesfolk. What have I got? What have I got? What have I got? Living in harmony with Mother Nature. The noble boar. The humble bumblebee.
They probably didn't have time for a third. There was probably a third at some point planned. Oh, whoops. Is that... me. I pulled up the stream to give moderator privileges to somebody who is advertising spam bots or whatever. What was I saying? Yeah, there was probably going to be a third one of these at some point in the game's development, but then they just couldn't. There's actually going to be like a whole thing at one point where like one of the levels would have been you actually go inside Coco's brain, which makes a lot of sense because there is a part of the game where she shows up later that doesn't really amount to much. But like you add in the context, there was going to be a level where you go inside her brain. Oh, that makes sense. That explains a lot. Game is so unfinished, they have a joke about it. Yep. She kills you if you touch her. I know, right? I was so mad. Yeah, when Coco shows up later, she is legally an enemy. So if you like try to jump on her or anything, all of a sudden you will just like get hit. Oh my god! Hey everybody! Hey everybody! That section was so fun. I want there to be more of these leading around Cortex sections. Hey, what if we just do that one again? What if we just do an encore?
You have to help me, Crash. You heard them. They want to destroy our island home, humiliate and enslave you, and steal my brain. How I envy the simple life of the tribesfolk. Living in harmony with Mother Nature. The noble boar, the humble bumblebee. Ah!
Yeah, Cortex is just a stylized human. He just likes to wear a nice, cool yellow hat. There's a big N drawn on his forehead. He has an N on his hat. So you think it's like a big mask? No, he's just wearing a yellow hat. Oh, there is an autosave crate right here. Oh god. This section, it's a stealth section. Where guess what? The stealth is that you have to wait. Yeah, I got caught. You need to tell me whether you agree with me on this. I know that Cortex does not have a hat, that it's just his head, but I have always seen it as a hat. Since I was a dumb, stupid baby, I saw it as a hat. I did eventually realize later in life, oh wait, it's not a hat? It's just his head? But I still refuse to see it that way. It's a hat. Oh my god. That Wolf song that's used a lot in animation and films in general. Oh, during the Bumblebee section? Is it Flight of the Bumblebees? Because I don't have all those songs memorized, but I feel like it would be a, you know, a choice to have Flight of the Bumblebees during that section. Oh my god! This is gonna be the funnest section in the game. Thankfully, I think there's an autosave crate after the boat section. Like, you only have to, like, this whole stealth section is just its own autosave section. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ever seen the Daffy Duck cartoon where he's that ugly duckling? I have no idea. I don't immediately remember it, but like I've seen a lot of Looney Tunes cartoons that were just like on Cartoon Network as a kid. Oh, come on! By the way, fun fact, the any percent speed run for this game is like 15-20 minutes. It's very duct taped together, so I'm not surprised. Like, I know there's skips I could be doing. However, the speedrun achievement does explicitly require that you collect all crystals. Which basically, with those you just get on the main path of all the main levels. So just don't do the stupid big skips. Nah. Wait, misspelled. It's just Nina, not Nina. I was very surprised by Nina Cortex in this game this entire time. I thought Nina was probably going to be like something of an important character in this game. and that she was gonna, like, be a character in this game. Nina is, like... She's a silent character? And it's hard to tell if that was on purpose, or if it's just, like, they didn't have enough time to get a voice actor for her. That's a distinct possibility. And it's weird because she talked in her debut in Spyro Orange and Crash Purple. Didn't realize you could do that. Autosave, baby! She also talks in Crash of the Titan. Spoilers. Gonna have to permaban you. She wasn't supposed to debut in those games. I mean... quote-unquote supposed to, that's like, I mean, she was supposed to debut in Nitro Kart. I don't think supposed to means much. But, I mean, yeah, clearly, like, Crash Purple and Spyro Orange being what they are, she was probably only in those because she was going to be in this game. But it was still surprising that if she's supposed to be a silent character, you'd think they would have gotten the memo. Crap. Oh my god. Yay. You've played Sonic's ass game, now play Sonic's dick game. I'm sorry. Also, I love this song. This keeps getting stuck in my head. Friggin' row, row, row your boat. Did not have that on my bingo card of life, that one day I get row, row, row your boat stuck in my head. And it's the sweetest jam. Autosave, baby!
Oh, Crash. The farmer's market is tomorrow, and my wampa trees won't grow, for my orchard is riddled with greedy worms. If you rid my land of these pests, I'll give you this power crystal.
I'm an evil scientist. What do you expect? This isn't
So,
okay.
so a problem I have with this game, like that right there, that was a funny joke, but it was executed so poorly. just the way that the animation goes with Cortex shooting the guy, like, why does he machine gun it? Like, it's so weird and distracting from the gag. And just in general, the timing feels off. Like, this game has a lot of jokes that I feel undercut themselves just from, like, poor execution or delivery. I think some of that, like the animation in that cutscene, that can probably be chalked up to, you know, the game had to be rushed out, like super on the quick. They had to cut corners. But there's other stuff like you wouldn't expect that would change much for like line delivery. And there's lines that the way they're delivered, I just like it would have been so much funnier with like the tiniest change. There's also how the joke is about breaking a common trope, only for that common trope to play out anyways. Yeah, I was like, I saw that the minigame was there. I was saying, oh, maybe you can actually do the minigame for a gem, but it's completely optional. Like, or even just, maybe it's just here for the gag. Maybe the minigame HUD comes up, but there's no reason to do it. And then I found out after doing it that it was in fact just required to proceed. You're just supposed to do it. Which that also, I think, undercuts the gag. Even just making it optional, I think it would still work. Making it completely pointless, that would be funny. What? Cortex, come on! I've also never even had that happen before. Like every single time before, he's actually just gone in. Don't even have to worry about it.
Oh, Crash. The farmer's market is tomorrow, and my wampa trees won't grow, for my orchard is riddled with greedy worms. If you rid my land of these pests, I'll give you this power crystal.
I'm an evil scientist. What do you expect? This isn't a game.
Come to think of it, I know I can skip this. I'm pretty sure I did it before. And we already got the crystal, so it's not like I gotta worry about that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I jumped around somewhere around here and was able to just skip the minigame. I think it was actually on the fence. Yeah, I think I just went over here and yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah, and then the boss fight will just start. It doesn't matter if you bring Cortex with you. So yeah, you can still do skips. You just can't skip crystals.
Oh, Crash. The farmer's market is tomorrow, and my wampa trees won't grow, for my orchard is riddled with greedy worms. If you rid my land of these pests, I'll give you this power crystal.
I'm an evil scientist. What do you expect? This isn't a game.
Meh. Got it. I'm not sure if I saved much time, but I'm sure I saved a little bit. What the? What did he? Come on! What even? It's never happened before, and now it's happened twice in a row.
Oh, Crash. The farmer's market is tomorrow, and my wampa trees won't grow, for my orchard is riddled with greedy worms. If you rid my land of these pests, I'll give you this power crystal. I'm an evil scientist. What do you expect? This isn't a game.
Come on. There we go. Yeah, saved a lot more time there. Role-playing good girl, you're feeling happy? Yay! Heart emojis. I'm not even actually paying attention to the game right now. I'm actually playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. It's not the hardest boss fight. Oh, by the way, those are the main antagonists, turns out. They're kind of underwhelming main antagonists. They feel... well, word of the day is half-baked. Eh? Uh-oh. Luckily there's an autosave right down here, I'm pretty sure. Turns out Strem is actually ending soon. We've gotten a phone call. I got a phone call from my lawyer. They said I made some big mistakes with that horny stream last night. Apparently there's considerations for a class action lawsuit. Ooh. I think I might have a couple more minutes, but then I'm gonna have to bunker down. Apparently I wasn't supposed to say any of that. Apparently I just violated contract. Oof.
Follow me. I know another way.
That's another thing. I don't like. I want to be clear. No shade to the Cortex's actual voice actor, but like the way he says, like, "Follow me. I know another way." Why does he do that at the end? Like it doesn't. It feels like Cortex is like going out of character to like be sad that he's saying this line. I don't understand it. And he does that a lot, and frequently in ways that just ruin jokes. The voice actor is Imitation Crabs. Best joke I've ever done! Oh my god! There's so many layers! I love it! Meh. Crash's moveset is so weird in this game because he has the best double jump and the worst slide. Yeah, I hate that. Why did they do that to the slide? Like, he feels so less good to move around because of what they did to the slide. Like, did they not Did they not realize? Like, what happened there? Like, that's the kind of thing that's... Oh, dagnab, I didn't see the nitro. This is the kind of thing that's, like, so fundamental. He doesn't jump higher when slide jumping. He doesn't have a slide jump. Like, that's not a thing anymore. He's got a long jump. He doesn't do the same slide jump as before. And it locks... Yep, he's got a long jump that locks you in. So you can't, like, chain slides like you could before with anywhere near as much versatility. And you can't cancel it with a spin. That would be like, if you could cancel it with a spin, then you could, like, chain slides and spins. And that's, I think if they did that with the long jump, I wouldn't mind as much, because having the long jump, that does change things. The fact that it is less versatile, but does get you where you want to go a little bit faster, that means you gotta put in thought to when you're doing a long jump. There's like risk-reward there. But then just taking out the ability to cancel the slide, so your only option when sliding is to do a slide jump, and if you don't do a slide jump, you wasted that slide? You just wasted time? Why would you do it like that? See, I've seen some people say that, like, oh, this game would have been a masterpiece if it had more dev time. There's fundamental things. I don't think it would have been a masterpiece. I think it would have been more of this. And this, like, you know, the base level of quality might have been a little bit better. But, like, you can't dev time out fundamental flaws. Skip, baby! That's technically a skip. This cutscene, I wish they had more dev time specifically for this cutscene.
The check bounced. Are you sure? Well, the past few years have kind of been slow. Wrath of Cortex didn't do as well as we'd hoped, and... Fish?
Like, I think some small like, it's still hilarious on its own, but I think some small changes could have made it just, like, some extra flair to it. Could have made it even better. like the animation when he shoots is so, it's not impactful enough. Oh. I'm dumb. I need to play Wrath of Cortex because I feel like it's a game people exaggerate how bad it is. Yeah, Wrath of Cortex is it's an okay level pack. It's an okay Crash level pack. Like, I wouldn't say it's necessarily that bad. It's ugly as sin. Like, it doesn't look like a tech demo. It looks like a prototype for a tech demo. When they're just using placeholder graphics because they haven't gotten the tech for the tech demo yet. Why does it look like that? mainly seen people memeing the load times. Look, the load. Look, you can't say the load times aren't horrid. The marketing team knew that the load times were horrid. That is the one thing I will always remember about Wrath of Cortex, was I got it on PS2, the load times were atrocious. And then a little bit later, there's a commercial for Wrath of Cortex on TV saying, "Whoa, we just ported Wrath of Cortex to GameCube. And the GameCube version has faster load times." It was so bad that they thought saying the port had faster load times would be, like, a reason anybody might want to buy it. Like, escaping the bad load times is a selling point. I'd argue the game looks best on PS2, and on GameCube it looks weird. I mean, I don't think whichever console you play on is going to change much on whether or not it looks weird. Like, I think it just looks weird. Is there a GameCube version? Of Wrath of Cortex, not Twinsanity. I believe Twinsanity was going to get a GameCube version, but guess what happened to the GameCube version? Oh, I thought that was going to work out better for me. I can't wait to be at the end of the game and my timer is at like 10 minutes and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have save scummed as much. Live demonstration of what happened to the GameCube version. I think the publisher of this era were notorious assholes to the devs. It is worth noting that I think according to at least one of the devs, Vivendi were actually like incredibly understanding. I question that. I question every time I hear a developer say, "Our overlords are so nice." But yeah, like famously, one of the reasons this game is the way it is it was going to be like a dark and edgy Crash Bandicoot, which was the style at the time. But then people keep equating these. I don't think these are necessarily directly related, but I'm just quoting multiple videos I've seen. The original plot of the game was going to be that the bad guys, the evil twins, were stealing pieces of a bunch of planets to make their own planet made out of a bunch of pieces of planets, and they stole Insanity Island. And then they found out about Ratchet and Clank, and they are like, Simpsons did it. I guess we can't do a dark and edgy Crash Bandicoot. See, that doesn't follow. It doesn't follow. They had to get rid of the stealing pieces of planets part. Like, I get that, but everybody always equates it with, and because of that, they had to not have a dark and edgy Crash Bandicoot game. That doesn't follow at all, but that is what is always quoted. I think it's more that around the same time they decided to go in the zanier direction as the time they got rid of the stealing pieces of planets element. But anyway, so in the middle of, like, the game was already pretty far into development, they were like, we're not doing a dark and edgy game anymore. It's actually gonna be a totally different thing now. You can't let go without throwing. Guess I'm not getting the mask. And then Vivendi was like, "Oh, you're basically restarting development? Okay, just as long as it's done at the same deadline." And so they had to just, you know, make it. I think Cortex died. They just had to make the whole game and just, like, you know, scrap what they could to make it work. But for the most part, they just had to make a whole game, losing, like, tons of dev time making a game that they weren't actually going to make in the end. I'm kind of sad. Like, I would like a dark and edgy Crash Bandicoot. Like, I like dark and edgy everything. I like dark and edgy takes on stuff. Like, everybody always likes everybody always likes to go, like Bomberman Zero. What a dumb, stupid, dumb thing. They made Bomberman dark and edgy? That's not even, you can't take that seriously. It's actually humorous. That's dumb how humorous that is. What? Why are you so mad? Why are you so mad that they made dark and edgy Bomberman? That's hilarious. Why can you not enjoy how hilarious dark and edgy Bomberman is? One of these days I'm going to play dark and edgy Bomberman, and I'm going to have so much fun. But I can't because I have to play the series in release order. May I ask what you think of the Banjo and Kazooie reboot where you had a car? Rah! Brah! Brah! Well, now you just made me mad right from the get-go! I hate that people think of it as the Banjo-Kazooie where they had a car. That's really not an accurate description. I love Nuts and Bolts. Nuts and Bolts is a wonderful game. And it is criminal that it has the reputation that it does, just for not being a different game that people wanted instead. Like, I hate the nuts and bolts is judged for what it isn't. Like, I get, you want Banjo 3. I want Banjo 3. I'd be super excited for Banjo 3. Don't take it out on Nuts and Bolts. Nuts and Bolts is a super cool, unique game. Game Champ, can you please name us a bad game? Orphan Scion of Sorcery. I hate Orphan Scion of Sorcery so much.
The check bounced. Are you sure?
And like people like they paint Nuts and Bolts sometimes. People who are not in the know, I think, people who haven't actually played it, they paint it as like a racing game. It's not. It is not. They paint it as the one where you've got a car. It's not. Like, it's like saying that Banjo-Kazooie is the game where you play as a washing machine. No, it isn't. Like, just because that's in it doesn't mean that that's what it is. Nuts and Bolts is a vehicular platformer with an emphasis on creating your own intricate custom vehicles. Like, all the individual parts of the vehicle. And, like, the idea that it's, like, not a platformer, it is. It is still a platformer. It's just one where you happen to be driving vehicles while doing all the platforming. And also making the vehicles with which to do the platforming. So we're going to bring up Tears of the Kingdom. Stop right there. I have not played Tears of the Kingdom yet. I will ban you if you give spoilers. That is a serious warning. I am still as excited for Tears of the Kingdom as I was the day it came out. Because I wasn't able to play it because I didn't have hands. And I am, oh my god. What do I think I just gotta, like, activate it and then just hang back. I'm just gonna go over there just to see what I can even do to not die there. But yeah, I've always said, like, the whole, like, oh, there's no time limit, there's a time limit on spoilers thing. Technabbit. Screw it. The whole time limit on spoilers thing, like, oh, it's been a few months. I can just say all the biggest spoilers out loud. It's fine. Like, what if you're talking around somebody who has been excited for this game for years and still can't wait to play it, but is physically incapable? Because, look, you don't have to, it's not a hypothetical. I know for a fact it's not a hypothetical. Raise your hand if you couldn't play Tears of the Kingdom because you were physically incapable. Technically, I'm physically capable now, but I have personal reasons that I want to wait for a time in my life when I'm capable of enjoying it. Which, hasn't happened yet. Would past you have been able to raise your hand? Yes. The problem was, I don't want to get into it because I will have a panic attack if I start thinking about it. Long and short of it, I couldn't use my hands for much of anything. I largely blame the doctors because it was actually. No, I'm not getting into it. Woohoo waha! Crash Bandicoot. Sure do love crashing through the bandicoots. Yeah, baby. My favorite part of this game is when Cortex farts. Bet you can't wait for that. When does Crash do his Crash dance? Unfortunately, it was cut for time. Oh, by the way, you might be wondering, hey, wait, if you get a third Aku Aku, you'll be immortal. Why aren't you doing that? Oh, Strem's over. Night nights, everybody. If I beat this level, then you won't get to see the end of it. But this is the last attempt. But I'm ending the stream now. Night nights.